What happened in that match? Like you talk about like some wrestlers, it's just not their day. It is another guy's day. I remember like in that build up, it's Hendrickson that has the American flag, and it kind of like got Gable Steveson a little bit, and there was like that match. Like it felt like Gable was in complete control up until the very end, right? He was getting close on takedowns. Henderson didn't really get a lot of offense going until that final takedown for the win. Like, do you think something happened that night that led to, can you put your finger on one thing specifically that led to an upset that monumental?
From the walkout, Gable walks out, and this doesn't normally happen. You walk out towards the mat. He turned around and gave a look, gave a dramatic, showmanship thing to the crowd. I don't know if he was thinking a little bit too much about that. I don't know. And Gable gets on the mat first. Wyatt comes out, like you said, he's draped in the American flag. He's an Air Force guy, and he walked onto the mat, and Gable like got right in his space. It's like as if same thing with MMA, right? One guy walks in the cage, the other guy walks in the cage. You usually let the other guy do his lap or walk in and whatever. Gable kind of got right up in a non-threatening way, but really closed the gap space-wise. Just as Wyatt's entering the mat, I don't know if he's trying to play games or get in his head or what the deal was. But then as far as the match itself, I don't know whether or not that played, but that is context. The match, it seemed like Gable stopped. Obviously, he's still on the mat wrestling, but he kind of stopped wrestling, and he stopped faking and moving as much. And so if something happened, maybe it was that. Maybe he's like, all right, I haven't been taken down all year. I'm not going to get taken down. He's really confident. He's really good at defense. But Wyatt just like had the guts to keep going and keep shooting and keep moving forward. And then even when he got to Gable's leg, I rewatched it 50 times, 100 times, right? And he got to the leg. Gable just kind of wrapped around the waist, around the belly, over the top, has it, and he didn't try to whizzer or push against the thighs. And he knows technique better than I do. But I wonder if it's like he hasn't been taken down this year. I don't even know if anybody's got a lock on his leg this year. I have to go back and watch all his matches. But not that you forget how to do defense, but maybe that you just aren't expecting it. Or you think if a guy gets to my leg, I got strong hips, I'll be able to get my legs back and get out of it. And it looked like Hendrickson got to his leg and he thought, I'm fine. Oh, this is tough. I'm fine. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, it's too late. I think from my perspective, it looked like once Hendrickson was in position to score, it was like too late for Gable to get out of it. And, his eyes got big. He fell over and hit the mat. And then that was kind of it, and there still might have been 20 seconds to go. And
I was just gonna say, like he had 20 seconds to escape. He just looked demoralized, forehead on the mat. Like I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Well, I wrestled in college. We'd always do these drills where like, you work on getting taken down or immediately get back up. Like that's constantly in your head. And this happened 9 years ago now. Nick Gwizdowski, two-time champion, was wrestling Kyle Snyder at Madison Square Garden in 2016. And it was a late takedown or reversal for Snyder. And Gwiz just kind of hit the mat and sat there, I don't know, felt sorry for himself or just kind of paused and laid there for a second, like in frustration or whatnot. And in my head, I'm like, dude, get up, go. Like,
yeah,
you don't have that urgency maybe when you're just not practiced enough. Or, you're just not used to that situation. It doesn't even come into your head that this is a possible scenario. And that's what it seemed like happened with Gable this time. He got taken down and just kind of laid there. It's like, man, if you get taken down, you immediately need to get up and get going. And it's like that muscle memory wasn't practiced enough, understandably, right? He just never probably imagined there's any scenario where he's going to be in that position. And when he found himself in that position, maybe it took him a couple extra seconds. Like before, it was like, man, I got to get going. And that just needs to be like a reaction where you don't think, like, I get taken down, I got to get out. He got taken down and was probably trying to process it because it doesn't ever happen to him. And by that time, Wyatt's got a little bit more forward pressure. He's trying to break him down. And Gable finally, I think, maybe tripoded up or tried to get away. But great forward pressure from Hendrickson, and it was just too much. And maybe the moment got to him. I'm sure it was loud as any moment in that tournament, in that arena. And just, Yeah, Gable wasn't able to get away.